Stream killed. Okay. Okay, we're praying that that'll work. Stream killed by Rune Cry. That's what took it out. That's what got me, eventually. Alright, we should be alright now, chat. We should be good. I've fucked with some stuff. I've pushed some buttons. And Treas has eaten the sock goblins that keep stealing my socks.
Yes.
This has nothing...
Why else do you think why I was quiet for so long?
What? Anyway, so hopefully we should be alright now. I've lowered the bitrate, I've lowered some other stuff. We should be all good. But his lips ever so slightly curved upward into a kindly relaxed smile are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Oh, Treas, it's actually working. I never thought I'd see the day. I think we're good. Are we good? Are you good? Am I good?
Maybe.
I think we buffed out the scratches there, Captain. Don't worry, Captain, we'll buff out the scratches. Maybe it's a culture difference, kind of like how Hong Lu can be nonchalant about things that should give most people pause, but... actually, no, I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job, at this moment, is to keep a close eye on Hong Lu, more so than usual. And, if the time comes for me to help him as the manager, I'll give it my all. Besides, well, this thing's even bigger up close.
I carry no recollection of a structure so great and even past adventure of mine.
If my efforts aren't enough, and I can trust the sinners to lend me a hand, looks at Don Quixote, foolishness, Dante. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened up against the glass window to get a good view. Did I win? Oh shit, what? Oh, we getting funky music, what the fuck? The duel? The duel? Otis skin! Shit, it's the only one I cared about then. Look at all those rewards I'll forget to get. Only level 45 required? You're in for a treat. Gritty fucking pounded, my guy. Shigeru, here's the thing. The current level may be that, but what you failed to realize was that I'm never going to need to use the lower leveled guys. Threw me out of my account and I couldn't remember my password. Damn. Damn.
That's not good.
Twitch really had an issue with you, Kane. But you're back. You're back and possibly better than ever. Once we left the bus. Oh man, can't believe we had to get off the bus right here. You have to make a formal complaint against H Corp for this crap. Who the hell do they think we... Who the hell were they think... What the hell were they thinking? Doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of a highway that leads straight into the nest. I had an issue with me uploading 7 TV emotes, as it should. It's all Runegasm and it was done. I had enough of you. Many cause there may be to such construction projects, yet perhaps an early warning signs ere our approach to the site would have been a sensible
Were it not for young Charon's most valiant drifting, I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities. This would have been the awful end to such an adventure.
All I can think now is Charon fucking actually Tokyo drifting the bus.
You know what I imagined? The deja vu. The deja vu. Like, I've been in this place before.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The Tokyo drifting. That's where that comes from. The guy went, because I'm sitting on the bench that anime. When that happens, the guy drifts past him. He's like, Tokyo drift, deja vu. Amen. I also think back to when Woden in Warhammer Rogue Trader also fucking Tokyo drifted her ship. Genuinely happened at one point during an event. I was really doing badly on ship fights, so I was like, Captain, we can try to like drift, like warp out of here, we can do all this stuff, and one of them was run at them and then drift past. I was like, there's no fucking way that's actually how this will work out. And then it just said Woden rushed at them, flipped the ship in a drift, turned past them, and boosted out. I was like, holy shit, Woden drifted a fucking void ship the size of Nebraska. What the fuck? I was so sad nobody was there to see it, but it is on YouTube. I can't remember which video it is. I think it's still it's in chapter 2, somewhere in chapter 2. And it was really early on in chapter 2. It was fucking hilarious because it was after I got my shit pushed in by the Drukari and the Chaos guys. I saw another group of Chaos. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Drift. Oh, it was good. It's no surprise the sinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Charon quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown about like ragdolls. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads into the city, right? I bet Charon would have tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But looks like we're going through all these winding alleys to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by dark streets upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by the faint strands of light. Also, I think lowering it to 30 FPS and then going down to 300 bits was what fixed it. I think we're good now. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H Corp. Looked pretty impressive from the outside, but they're different from the other back streets inside, eh? Yep, it's a familiar sight. Gotta say, it's getting really old.
Is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well?
H Corp Runegasm. Stop that. I know for a fact you had Faust.
In such dankness as well?
Dank?
No, these particular sites are limited to the back streets of District 8.
The back streets of this district weren't very different from the other ones we'd visited in the past. I could do worse. I know you could. That's what frightens me, Kane. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People growling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort. Scenes all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing that stood out about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. Kind of reminded me of the former G Corp soldiers back at District 4. What do you mean? You mean those fellas? The growths in their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or needles bulging from their skin as well. Not this. Kane, no. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all been mutated in the same pattern. Like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through biased lens. Trust.
You are observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment.
Oh, so this is where the rumors about that bluish healing ointment come from, huh? Apparently they cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages?
It seems that certain misconceptions must be addressed here. They are simply the variations of H Corp's singularity, the bolus.
Beepus. Oh shit, they're making everyone drink fucking Pepsi. The bolus?
She is likely referring to the medicine between brewed and kneaded into ball-shaped pills. Correct. H-Corp or the Hongyan bioengineering group mainly manufactures boluses that contain essences of treatment. Boluses may be taken orally, ground in the water, pasted and applied directly to the affected areas, or dissolved in water, soaked in bandages and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment.
I guess the rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was just thinking they would, they did, do things back at the K-Corp.
The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal recovery of one's conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It is no rare sight that defined unique techniques and technologies are developed independently by the inhabitants of the backstreets of District 8 using manufactured boluses. The treatments are not individually customized for a patient. Instead, they focus on selecting the appropriate technique from a myriad of choices to address the deficits on the statuses.
I see. I don't see, but I see.
Perhaps one those could choose the words transformation or evolution as more illustrative descriptor for the method of treatment.
So that's that's what counts as treated? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as though none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching absent-mindedly at their mutated parts.
Ah, they must be the regulars.
The regulars. Unexpectedly, we found ourselves not from Faust, not from Mertzsalt, but from Honglu. The regulars.
Yes, I've heard all of them as a child. People who have grown too accustomed to visiting the clinics in the search of mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at a glance, but apparently all the side effects they've been stacking change them in strange ways. It's highly likable that the Operation Convex or issues were arised when applying highly disparate treatment to a single body. At least it's a cheap alternative to those people who didn't save up for life insurance.
True. You speak of life insurance?
So I really need to go therapy. Like I should have been gone to therapy like 4 minutes ago.
Damn. Alright, well, you do that. I guess I'll be taking over from here now. With that, Trust fucking died. Yes, life insurance as a special insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death. So, the irony isn't lost on me, but, I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. It is likely that on a technical level, this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to full resurrection, degradation of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside of this technology is that, unlike manager's clock winding, the subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed. Also, there is a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, huh? So maybe some of their mutations could be more than just side effects of those treatments. Maybe, but I heard it takes more than 1 or 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the backstreets could never even dream of paying a consistent insurance renewal rate, so after all, who would sign up for insurance if its services could render them such pitiful states? Yeah, they appear pathetic and pitiful to you rich bastards, don't they? You'll soon be in the same boat as them, so save some pity for yourself. Identify yourself. The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. You must be the young master of that high and mighty Ja family, eh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. You friends, Honglu? No, I haven't had much chance to get acquainted with people from the back street, so nope, I've never met them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large, playing gods in a whole new world apart from us plebs, eh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take that thing you brought here for submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, because there's been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. And we're now off to a great start here, huh, man? Pat the pouting silly. Pat her now. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shan San, third son of the Triax office, challenge Joy Bior of the Ja family to a duel. Our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. Wait, what do you mean a duel? Duel? I've heard tales that duels of the honorable fixers of the Sheik Association Eastern Branch announced their intents to duel by stating their affiliation name as if casting their gauntlets, and the pamphlets that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier presented the truth that the Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of a lesser quality. This is a true, genuine, accurate declaration of a duel that we behold. So, it's just a fancy way of saying 1v1 me, let's go, isn't it? I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Faust? Agreed. This individual does not seem to pose any particularly exceptional skills that may pose difficulties for Honglu. I think it's going to be okay. I'll be back in a minute, Dante. You sure it's okay? I don't think you're going to lose against him, but, just in case. No worries. I have some childhood experiences with duels myself. I've done 10 of them, I think. So the rich bull's dabbled in some duels, has he? I think you misunderstand. I meant to say that I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but grandmother sometimes let me skip them, so I might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. What? I, Honglu of Limbus Company. No. I, Boy Yu of the Ja family, accept this duel. What? Honglu steps forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. For a moment, Honglu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. Sorry, are we waiting for something? Oh, so I always let the opponent get the first 2 moves in a duel. Please, don't hesitate. Let me? You little... Your crocky pride shall be your downfall. The man who introduced himself as Shan-san leapt towards Honglu. Then after about a minute... How is this happening? Unlike Shan-san, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Honglu was earnestly gliding between his opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic, as though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Whenever Shan-san threw a powerful punch, Honglu redirected it to the side with ease. The first only grazed his clothes. We were mesmerized by the feathery light movements of his hands and feet that effortlessly glided through the air, till, after one blink and you miss it moment, realized that Shan-san was already face down on the ground, defeated. Oh, young Honglu, hast thou been concealing thy full strength in our presence? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I always put my all into every fight. Yet, to defeat this foe so soundly, dance with such grace between his strikes is... 'Twas as though thou were dueling someone whose skills only measured against a child's. But Most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variabilities. We usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You read him. Already familiar with that fool's moves. Oh yes, one of my Boai instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes an expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure if that's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, it looks to me that he soundly kicked your behind in this duel. Let us through, why don't you? And preferably not do the thing you're about to do. This duel was never seen by a notary office anyway. Nine players are not going to let this failure slide if we just leave. Now just sit there, move your asses, and jump them. Pathetic. I kind of see how we're becoming experts at getting jumped. With the bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed towards us. You made a grave mistake by rolling up on me. Come on, Heathcliff, my boy! Angela did nothing wrong. I don't know about you boys, but that's just running. Probably should boost the audio a bit, huh? There we go. That would probably help all of you, huh? There we go. This really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, is it? At least we got a nice warm-up. It isn't all bad. You know, this seems more serious than our usual street... I don't know, this seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Schmel's right. We're your everyday thugs who pick fights with random people for no good reason. They were contacted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Hong Lu. Given how open they were about their intent, calling it a contract, doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Maybe this is what Jay Sheen was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs. Whoever's behind this must have a bone to pick with Hong Lu. Indeed, seems we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas, this trial's not readily overcome. Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Hong Lu's brought something here in order to participate in the family hierarchy evolution. And there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're gonna try and take out the competition. There we go. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less from someone of your genius. Going for the classic brown nosing today, Otis. Since when is it brown-nosing to compliment a job well done? Do not expect... This inane conversation is most riveting, but I prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw some difficulties. They've sent you a support team to help handle this issue. Weird voices come from behind us, from where Virgilius pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned to stick to the plan, have you? It really threw me off when I told you to meet in some back street locations, far away from our agreed rendezvous point. Familiar voice, a voice we could not forget. Been a while, everyone. Hi, I'm here too. Pilot, my boy. We turn around to follow where the voice had been coming from, and recognize the two people we'd been hoping to see again. Hey, remember that one guy who got like fucking impaled in chapter like 3? I remember.
신나서 날뛰는 건 더 해치울 거 없어? 난 이제 시작인데.
Suddy? And hey, pilot, right? You heard? What's wrong? Looks like it's like you're all looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't you tell me? Didn't you tell me that you shared my news with them last time? I did. I'm sure I did, ma'am. Oh, yeah, you did. The sinners each recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again, and soon their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Huh, good to see that things haven't changed much around here. Sod, we're glad to see you okay. Tick-tock to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. Sadi smiled with familiar again. She didn't seem to have changed much since we last met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recall, you were promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Or the hints of melancholy hanging from her smile and flickering in her eyes. Hey, I'm merely congratulating her on promotion and offering a recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what your problem is here. But we all know what the meaning of that promotion carries. Indeed, it is very profound. For all, meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood. You're a real piece of work. Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around here, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened, where's she going to get the bare minimum of recognition, and consolation she deserves? Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whisper that I let my partner die so I could snag a promotion. So in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. If we're being technical, I did die. Except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's... Damn! Got fucked up, apparently. And K-Corp's regenerative amples could revive me if it wasn't. Then did Effie also... Apparently they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with a prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy, K-Corp amples, life insurance... Neither of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. It is what it is. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for work, so let's get some work done. Let's talk about work, okay, pilot? Yes, ma'am. Oh, well, let's see here. Coincidentally, I happen to make friends with a feller who has ties to the J family, so I brought him over. Hey, is that okay? Everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. Just everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least information, least helpful briefing we have ever had the displeasure of sitting through. Ishmael was the first to catch herself. She looked up at Swade. Swad? Sod. Sid, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W's and 1 H principle. Looks like we have a lot to discuss once we get back, pilot. Did I do something wrong? Shh, pilot, buddy, just stop. You're doing yourself a deeper hole with every word. Gore quickly leaned in to warn Pilot. It was a little too late. A noticeable crease had already formed between Saad's brows. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connection to H-Corp. So, we as the preliminary observation were put to task, and we managed to establish a connection with an individual. Ooh, someone from my family? No, we tried, but your family proved to be rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all of our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish a connection. He didn't hold back on compliments then, and this is how he... collaborator is a former employee of the Jia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Then it is likely that he is far removed from the family politics. Less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Oh, it's her. Yeah, it's her! She lived. Partner didn't, though. He got fucked up. She died. She died, but then she lived. Yes, according to pilot's reports. Who's the guy with the yes haircut? You haven't seen him yet, Kane. If you keep playing, he shows up in Ishmael's part. Like, we have to do a whole thing to go save his life, because he's one of the other before members that gets sent in during Ishmael's thing. We gotta go rescue his ass. So these are only two contacts in the LCCB. Yes, according to pilot's reports, he still regards the G family positively. How can I not, considering the blessings they have given me? An unfamiliar voice butted into the conversation, as though to continue Saad's explanation. I humbly present myself before the fellowship of the young master Boyao. Please, call me Quang Tao. He greets in a most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an odd motion. Do I have to save him? Yes. Considering he has intel, yes. Oh, is this how people greet each other here? Yeah, it's called a bow coin gesture, bringing fist and palm together to express respect and peace towards the receiver. Aha! Knights greet each other by shaking their hands for a self-same purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. Indeed. Much did I worry about the qualities of people young master was surrounding himself with. I see that his company is those wise in the ways of the West. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand gesture it is to open ajar the great ways of wisdom to quench my barren lands. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's being less and less verbose with bootlicking these days. I like this guy for sure. That's true. He's kind of like, how should I put this, a bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sounds of ticking clock is something I'd already known ahead of time, and yet, what a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. Maybe it's just a little sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, this is about me. You dare! Was all that bootlicking she did supposed to be a source of pride for her or something? Otis shook her head with clear disdain and strode towards me. We are nothing alike, executive manager. Never have I once said such empty flatteries in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I'll leave the guys in these back streets to him. Well, looks like this is where... Sword fell silent, her eyes leaning on Virgilius, who stood somewhat apart from the rest of us. I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager? Virgilius seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked towards us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Swad. Let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your business. I'd much rather put this behind me as soon as possible. Oh, please. It's our first collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guide buddy's actually doing something. That guy? Yes, unfortunately, LCC has their own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us get it done. Taking Effie there. Vroom vroom. Maybe it's not that unfortunate now I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LCB has always been an uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see, back then we were just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us an explanation for Julius. I will leave the details to Miss Faust. Quite busy. Very well. Virgilius turned around and left towards Mephistopheles with an oddly disgruntled expression. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time I'll show you what I can carry my own weight. You know, oh boy, last time we met I was so darn pathetic. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Swad and Pilot gave us a light nod before falling for Virgilius. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to make this an awkward farewell. To not make this an awkward farewell. Very well. Please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of this guy whose responsibility for the quality of our stay.
정리 작업 시작합니다.
The deep resentment ought to be washed away. 1 second. Drink. Deep resentment ought to be washed away, for when the far one comes betwixt the burnt doors shall a star fall astray. Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture an alternative path. And like he said, there weren't many skirmishes once we made deeper into the dark alleys. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the back streets in recent months. Lyrics are pretty, ominous for a popular song. It is a song that's spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family, and this is not the place to discuss such matters. I'll show the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard it too, Hong Lu? He's a posh git from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the back streets, so it's no wonder he's never heard anything like that. I've been to the back streets before, but Heathcliff's not wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. That is precisely because you're the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is the cherished prize and hidden in the deepest depths of one coffers where none shall reach. I'm like him? Damn, Otis is like, damn, man, that's what I sound like. To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the J family, huh? Do you know him, Hong Lu? Young master, is there something on my face? Hong Lu stopped himself as a thought flashed in his head, and glanced quietly in my direction. It's nothing. Oh, shall we continue walking down this road? Indeed. As humble as I may be, I'm very well versed in the roads of this area. Hong Lu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we know from Quogtao. Should we be suspicious of something? He's a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given Pilot's clear inexperience and naivete, we do well to remain suspicious of this character. Faust and Otis quickly approached me as Hong Lu was nodded along and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back on our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we come across. With this glowing trust in mind, I slightly made my distance from the guy before asking Faust the burning question. So what was that back there with Virgilius? I'm going off to help them out? The consequences of his actions at Withering Heights. Oh, what if we hadn't done that? His actions were a violation of one of the more important items in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. Think back to the incident at the manor. Felt like such a long time ago now. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. You really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what they're dragging him away for? Is there a problem, honored guests? It's nothing at all. No problemo, right, Ryoshu? You idiot. Mersault, can you carry Heath for a little bit? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshu's sword, fell right into Mersault's welcoming shoulder. Rhoda? I know the person I hate the... You know the kind of person I hate the most? The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yep. I nodded enthusiastically, as something seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but... Rodion and Ryoshu judged correctly this time. Classified company information must not be disclosed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hand. This guy just doesn't learn, huh? You successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. I did good, didn't I? I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. Just no problemo, you say? Then that is what it is well indeed. Yet I worry that it appears the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around. Realizing we were surrounded by a group of people wielding various weapons in their hands. But, happened to finding us a safer path. It is likely that my guidance has indeed given us a much safer path away from more obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears that the more observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Damn it! And why are you even here for? Or isn't your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're gonna have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate our current location. Exactly. Where are you slinking off to, Mr. Quag Tao? I must regrettably only say that my talents in war are terribly lacking, as I need to become scarce for a moment. Yet I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and the honored guest in the overcoming this adversity, so... Quag Tao was already standing so far away from the front lines he was practically hiding behind me. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation from the Gleichschaft seems unnecessary if we are to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. They're coming. Mersault, wake Heathcliff up and set him down. It will be done.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐도 포기하지 마세나. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 깨뜨릴 수 없을 테니.
Genuinely thought the motherfuckers had chainsaw knives.
충전 기능 점검. 단순의 정리. 아, 쌀같은 냄새. 여기까지 가져왔어요?
정말 바로 열어두겠습니다.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
사실 이런 고무구실은 제가 아니라 세피라들의 역할이긴 하죠.
나야, Ryoshu.
저는 언제나 수십 명의 몫을 해내고 있으니까요. 출력 최대치.
당신은 물러 터졌군요.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
확인. 저대로 돌려보낼 생각은 아니시죠? 확실히 전투에 임하겠습니다. 맘. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 다음은 어디요? 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까? 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
효율적인 대처로 개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말씀이 쉽게 하지 않아요.
단숨에 정리.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어. 씹는 맛이 있는데?
지금이 기회인 것 같소. 개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아?
공간을
이
뭉갠다.
기세로 계속 나아가 보자.
승객 무력 확인.
오. 아무튼
Solid hits all around, gentlemen.
공격권 확인.
씹는 맛이
Oh shit, he flips out of bullets.
소란이 죽었네요.
승객 무력 확인. 만.
He flips running low on rounds. Another easy victory, boys. Hostiles in the immune facility have been eliminated. That should do it. Our collaborator, who has been hiding far from the battle, quickly ran up to our side as soon as the fight ended. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our guest martial skills are exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest even among the incandescent. This humble servant could not hold back his tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself, what an unexpected surprise. But didn't the children of the Jia family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? And it was simply my assumption that young master had ceased his training once he had departed the family. Anyways, how do you think he tracked us down anyway? About that, figures weren't exactly tracked down. Person may have been the ilk who lurk in these parts of the back street recognized the young master's venerable countenance. I didn't think my face was that well known. The family's evolutions are nigh. Every living soul in Hong Yon must know the face of the young master, who is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are on the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. From the hierarchy, huh? Well, Jia Xun didn't Jia Xun say something about heirs back then? They all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. And master, even now, I just couldn't care less about it. That's all. Besides, many of my siblings would be a much better fit for the family hierarchy than I. That is just indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Well, but of course, it's a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarchy evolutions. It's a great relief to know the young master's not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be a relief. Sort of. We took them all down. There shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Greg, can you not jinx ourselves for 1 second? Why are you laughing, Urshu? Now I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We'll take a more clandestine path. Guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. I still have a hard time buying that. I believe this place would constitute a perfect place to set up an ambush in most places, yet you claim this to be a safer path. Yet I must ask to place your faith in this humble servant, for Hongyan is not like most places. Fine, for now. Otis shuts her eyes for a moment, out of retorts, and looks back at Ishmael. Hey, Ishmael. You must have a pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? No way. You're actually gonna read it? Why else would I ask? to annoy Ishmael. Sorry, was just freeing up a little space on the old PC. Okay. No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after almost a year of getting brushed off by everyone every time I plead with them read the damn pamphlets? Like I said, did no one think to... Well, find my own intel if you're gonna ramble on and on with your grievances. Okay, fine, here it is. Otis opened the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text, as though she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. Suspicion cleared her knitted brows.
훌륭한 전시회였어. 하, 이걸 오히려 고맙다고 말해.
What do you think I'm gonna use my precious level of tokens on this guy? You're wrong. Although it would be really funny to use my bleed team for a second.
형님과 누님들을 위해
키만 잡고 있을 때가 아니구려. 흔들어. 형님 명령이라면
Is this a good idea? Absolutely not.
피를 먹음을
But it's gonna be funny. We're on a desperate run. All the while fighting off hordes and hordes of enemies. Why, what happened to safe and easy passage? Explain this shite. It appears that the young master's radiant countenance was made known. I thought we were finding more clandestine passage. How come we're getting jumped by even more enemies? As I've said, the young master's radiant. At least try to give a variation to your excuses. I cannot so easily say that he is being untruthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Otis played with the pamphlet in her head, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people with a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Jia family, looks like everyone in the back streets is getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces, and they'd all be on their hands and knees whenever I walked past. What a wonderful change. Oi, shove that wonderful change up your ass, you bloody loon. How much longer till we get there? My cousin is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seemed oddly calmer than he did at the beginning of this journey. Did he really get known by all the violence that fast? Or, speaking of which, what's a kazhan? It is a term commonly used to refer to taverns and or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging, huh? Like a hotel? It's gotta be pretty fancy then. Do they serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp train? I'm not sure, but it seems like Kazan also serves alcohol and foods alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal there? And, hopefully we won't be attacked there like this. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside a residential building is, within this particular area and floor of Hongyun, a taboo. A taboo. We may rest easy within them. I saw Fast's eyebrows twitch slightly, as though she had just heard the most ridiculous thing, but I guess I'll ask her about it later. Man, if it's for some kind of family hierarchy or family head selection contest, why couldn't they say all the fighting until then? Because it would be too late. Late how? Every hierarchy candidate must be brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It'd be nice if they believed that their own treasure's the most precious of them all, but everyone's gonna try and take each other's just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. Might as well kill them too, for the sake of convenience. Is that how the folks in your family think? What kind of line of thinking is that? But other families don't seem too different from mine. Damn. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. You know it comes out in the night chat.
아, 쌍화치 냄새. 여기까지 가져왔어요?
바로 이렇게
늙은 예
꽤 뚫려라!
승객이 딱콩 한 번 먹었어.
제법 좋은 일격이. 저런 실력 있는 해결사가 도시에 많아져야 할 텐데 말이야.
저도 더 노력해야겠네요.
Damn it, Gregor.
우와, 사람도 깜짝.
정화! 다들 기운이 넘치는군! 역시! 우리 직접 선별한 용기를 북돋는 영웅당 탑5가 도움이 되었는가? 무슨 맛일까?
효율적인 대처로 대추를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요. 대성공이야. 가론 신나. 노래 부를까? 오늘이 방금 무얼 본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한 일격을! 방금 전에는 굉장했다고.
We may not beat them instantly, but by God, we'll beat them eventually with all that bleed.
산소류 경혈고 라샹.
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가보자.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어.
너희의 몸이 이 혈투를 승리로 이끌. 정화! 이제 쓸만해졌고. 다류탄 급성의 80 갈라지도록. 따뜻해. 힘은 확실히 빼는 편이 좋지.
하나 눕혔네.
정화!
눕혀가다 보면 인생 끝나는 것
지원을 가지. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 제대로 본 원소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋겠는지.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 좀 이렇게.
내 피분수?
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, here we are. Is this the place? After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the site of several small buildings tightly built together. At the center of them was a building with red lamps, adorned over a door plate with complicated-looking letters scribbled over it. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, is this place a bit too trashy to house your precious young master? That is not our building. Please look this way to see where our honored guests will be staying for the night. I knew it. I heard so much from Honglu about the splendor, all that... We followed Kong Tao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. That looks even smaller than Mephistopheles. Can we even all fit in there? Hey, this place looks trashy as heck, even for us, let alone your young master. This is the nearest Kazan we could afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. Yet its location in the back streets heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. My deepest sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can't always sleep in decent places. It looks fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide the honored guests to the family mansion in the central zone. However, at the time... Oh, the sweeping wave. Huh? Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we got plenty of time there. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to H-Corp Travel Guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no. This is my first time here, but then one must ask how the honored guest could claim to have full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book, when she hasn't had contended with it in person. Innumerable, unpredictable changes wait in this teeming jumble of buildings, the ever-shifting structures, the constant changing paths, ambushes from foolish, yes, vicious syndicates, or even offices of the back streets. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomena of this place is to court death. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise his utter sorrow at the inadequacy of her wisdom. It's just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Zip it, Dante. But if the guidebook lists a path, does it not imply that it is technically possible to reach there in that time? Otis suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the H-Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that if our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead, it would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Me? This does not appear to be a discussion of forehand. Very well, allow me to speak freely without frills. My responsibility is to bring the honored guests to the central zone and to ensure the young master's safety. It is, indeed, technically possible to reach the family mansion before the night in the back streets commences. Technically. Yet not even one iota of danger to the young master shall be permitted. The mansion that has been so graciously bestowed upon his humble servants is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with utmost safety. Oh! It is said that those engaged in strategies and plans must be wary of losing sight of their purpose, to stubbornly forge on towards the family mansion in lieu of necessary intel to see that those mobs of assailants would end as wrongly prioritize the journey over the destination. You... Wonderful. Truly impressive. You have all the quality of someone I would trust my life when devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish the best for those who they serve. Really, you're just gonna start going along with them all of a sudden? I have misunderstood your intentions. Truly. You sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine even in his wildest dreams there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. Seems the young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowships. This is cause for much relief in my heart. Listen to him. This one knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now, huh? I may have lost my cool there for a moment. Anyway, this man speaks true. It's highly likely that we would be exposed to attacks of similar nature were we to continue moving at this time. She's just fully on his side now, isn't she? That's when I realized that she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, placed with an odd but dead serious expression. When her gazes locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by that guy. Is this her way of saying so long, I'm going to quit and go work with this guy now? Thanks for everything? As for this hotel, it's much better than sleeping in outdoor tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. Did you not early insist on continuing our search for better accommodations with great vehemence, Miss Otis? Yeah, well, whatever. We get your point. Let's go inside. Phew. My humble self can only behold your generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with deepest gratitude. After that serious talk, the man seemed oddly relieved to hear a decision, as he brought his fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with such haste merely by observation of their exterior. The interior may hold aught to be surprised of. Worry not. With Riordan surrendered, wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Oh, this actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. Landscaping paintings lining the wall give off a rather sophisticated mood. It's so much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. Did they get some kind of space expansion technology in here too? No, it seems the building only appears small due to the density of structures in proximity. Oh, the door is now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please, do converse freely. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the singers began to grow. Meanwhile, Hung Lu stood a fair distance from the guy, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if he were gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes, as if they had beheld a storm cloud, a distant field of wilted flowers, and a howling, destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Hong Lu? So I decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something fell off to you too, huh? That's when we caught a familiar voice. Wow, she should. It's you. And so soon, too. Yeah, I told you we'd get a feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see you're doing well, Mr. Wei. Oh, wait, don't tell me you're staying here too, Shi-hun. I normally would never set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. Had to come in through the back streets. So we weren't the other ones troubled by that random construction site. Oh, hail to thee! The confident look in Shi-hun's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote's the same as ever. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Ji-shun, would thou accompany me to lounge but for a moment so that we may share a moment of catching up? Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that. Hold on. Jia Shi-hun seemed hesitant for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact. Before walking up to her. I like the idea. Shall we? Wait, why don't you go find a room for me to stay in while I talk things out with her? Oh, what, you want to do some catching up, right? Tis a Manager Esquire. Loss of critical personnel may be a cause for disciplinary action, Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Looks like Ji-hun really likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not that Don Quixote she likes. She obviously just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the appropriate place for... Fine, we'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Ji-hun sighed of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the singers followed her into the lodging.
카니발 그 자체를 대표할 만한 퍼레이드였어. 주인공 의상이 오늘따라 한층 더 돋보이네. 누구 작품이겠?
Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodgings. Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something here stands out. Like, imagine an ideal picture. Ideal! Did you call? I missed that joke he sang. That's not what I was... I'm not... Anyway, am I the only one who feels something stands out like a sore thumb from the whole picture? Oh, yeah, glad you brought it up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Rhodia? So it's all about this place. Isn't it obvious? Where'd all the complimentary snacks go? What's the weird mystery table in the center of this room? Huh? That is kind of weird, though. What's the table doing here? Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. So, is it better What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particular unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made inside the building. Of course, no one was able to discern the real person of that table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the wall leaves an unidentified black substance on one's finger. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of this structure? Well, my guess is that the maintenance staff's been slacking. Maybe, but why is everything so neatly organized if that's the case? I've been to enough city establishments to tell when a place has got on a while without a tidy up. At least it appears that each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, executive manager, we may be able to rest here. I guess they really didn't have time to clean up. Ja Shihun, the last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby, stared blankly at the room with a aghast expression. I'm not even sure what to say about this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room without leaving escape. After leaving escaping. It ain't the first time we've been salting right into some shady business, isn't it? Let's just cross that bridge when we come to it, yeah? Yeah, I guess anyone could tell that there's been something definitely wrong about that guy. Some senators, including Heathcliff, already slumped to the floor. Vigorously expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it is pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our heads. In that case, Dante, perhaps it's a good time to announce today's close of business? I never read this announcement outside the bus before. Oh, right. I hereby confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Understood. Thank you kindly. So now you're given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration of the subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners began to relax in their own ways, some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. Save for Otis, that is. Got something to say, Otis? Yes, executive manager. It's about our guide, Kwang Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier? It's like you guys are getting along pretty well. What? This is simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual has an informational advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusation we came up with were, he'd have been able to explain them while using his familiarity with the region. I thought, as the party with the informational disadvantage, it'd be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to dig as much intel as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy totally won you over. Executive manager, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine I'd be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overly It's nothing. Otis' disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself as though she remembered that there were more important matters to act. While it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us, it would be unreasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Honglu, Jai, Boya. I present the fact that it was Pilot, that inexperienced Greenor, who somehow conveniently came across this connection, so as another evidence supporting his suspicion. That's also true. Faust also has information to share. Faust joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibit acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be. It's too early to come to a conclusion regarding that matter. It appears that this area, Hongyun, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to the conclusion that he's most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, he must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely part of their plan. It may very well be that the building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about this particular back streets to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems to have severely underestimated our capabilities, given the locale of assailants they decide to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is the mutual lack of intel. Keep up our guard, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap, executive manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate if you could trust me fully next time. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little more about Kwang Tao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. I realized that Honglu was missing when I spent time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going to his room, so I walked to the exit. I got to look for Honglu outside and ran to Jie Xinghun and Wei, who decided to stay to the room closest to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Hong Lu. Right. I can't understand what you're saying. Oh, right. When it comes to conversing without sinners, I found that there are two types of people. The first type usually says whatever's on their mind without pausing or caring to hear my reply. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, it simplifies things as little on my end. Or it's oddly insulting as it seems as though they don't recognize me as a human, but rather a wall, or the clock on the wall. The other type of person, the one that reads me so well that they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. Virgilius falls into the latter category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expressions, like how Don Quixote does. And Jai Xing, who saw me through me with that short exchange. Okay, let's see. Just looking to get some early morning air? Does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it looks. It did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm just looking for Hong Lu because I haven't seen him in a while. Shaking her head, so no. Are you looking for something to eat? She's a new one. The type to try to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. Lady, wouldn't it be wise to wake up and find someone able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it was something important. I'm kind of curious, though. What was the hand gesture you made when I first asked? Rub your index finger to your cheek. Oh, Hong Lu's way of smiling. So I thought maybe I could simulate a smile that I'm conveying I'm looking for him. There's an effort to express cuteness or beauty. What? No, I was trying to express a smiling face. No, this isn't going to be easy, is it? You're tick-tocking more vigorously. I think you're onto something. This conversation was veering into completely unintended territory. After a bit of trial and error. I see. Looking for my big brother, huh? Took some roundabout ways, but I eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. If he's who you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far from there, even if he left. That's where you're trying so hard to communicate. Jia Shihan was strangely enough disappointed and dispirited by my reply. Veering into orgasm territory. Stop that! I did have something to tell you too, but never mind. I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about it another time. I was curious, but it would also take ages for me to ask how she was feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance. I found Hong Lu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing here? People watching. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. I stare outside the window at the scene. Hong Lu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Oh, yeah. It's your turn, Hong Lu. It really is. Back at H Corp, and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection, but you don't have to worry about me at all, because I do not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really? I'm not like you saying. I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined to have some new experiences, and that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it might be. Something that could shake you to your very core. If you don't wish for anything, going through something like that could... Probably, yes. But it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me or those around me, I only... A loud boisterous bellow suddenly cut Hong Lu off before he could finish his sentence. Oi, let go of me. Just listen to that sod talking and tell me I'm supposed to not get mad at that. Dang it, lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff were most likely hiding in the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Couldn't you be patient a few minutes before bursting out here? How long have you two been listening from the very start, of course? I thought he was finally making some sense at first, but what's that? That you used to fall in others' wills. I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. Bloody hell, I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, buggy bloke. Am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience, despite you calling me a buggy bloke out of nowhere. So yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Sorry for listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on some big secrets if you let this slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly as I stared at him in silence, then pointed at a pillar in the exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, Manager Bud? With that, two familiar figures stumbled into the view behind the pillar. How could you portray us like that, Grigor? B-W-A-H-A. Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fests, she says. Huh? Did I get that wrong? I never said G-N-S. Where did you get a F-U? Yoshi looked at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. And with an uncarelessly wet noise or something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped from the floor, followed by Ryota and Otis crashing down after it. G-T-F-O. Didn't realize I had garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was for purpose of protection, as I was curious for your safety. I'm not like the others who followed you to merely sate their curiosities. Me? I was just bored. Shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone back to your rooms now! Not even close, baby! Oh shit. Oh shit, I'm about to be jumped.
정리 시간이다.
After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scaring into their rooms, others suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all on my own. Are you absolutely certain, Executive Manager? Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch over the bus anyway. This is true, however, we're currently in uncharted territory for our team. We don't have much experience sleeping in a place where our safety is an absolute guarantee. Hey, we're literally right next door to them. It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in emergency? Now. Babushka de Kemp, let's get you out of here. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words play out. They eventually left my room, closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit in the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I need some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. I've gotten somewhat used to the pain. It still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. The longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies. Which means that my clock isn't always turning and turning without a moment's rest. So I think of the star. For the great gate which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I'm still not close to understanding what they're supposed to represent, but by emptying my thoughts and just taking the sights, I find myself calming down. And also, the wind is quite cold and crisp tonight. Wait, that's weird. Wind? What's this sudden chill? Something opened the window. There's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window open like that. If it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Such chill isn't coming from in front of me. I turned to look at where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and an intruder slinking through its newfound opening. Who are you? As though driven by some unknown survival instinct, I rolled off the bed. But there was already a blade right at where my neck and head met. It's steel and shearing cold. Just a little nudge and I'd be dead before I could even make a tick. I remembered how worried Otis was to leave me at night, alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. Holy shit, fucker ripped through my wall! I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Otis's advice. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock C-I-H, don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling, deflected the assassin's dagger away from me. Ryoshu! Snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with vicious paint-like fluid, just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Hong Lu. Executive Manager, are you unharmed? Otis peeking out from the gap. I. Size and everything, Ryoshu. Damn. I, Otis, was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that. Shut up and help me! Oh, thought this was some beast with steel. Could have cast the beast in the half-sword and all, had I not been on the bus. All your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally dignified and depowered, if you will. I suddenly recall Hohenheim's commentary back in LCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. NFW. What is happening? Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out a dagger with her other arm and slashed at Ryoshu's neck. A beast of a Hoshu pack. The intruder who had cut would have cut her throat had Wei not bust through my door. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into its fathoms still. No. The intruder reaches into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. Little shit. Talisman. Wait, get it together. My lady. Just as the intruder's mutterings were growing intense, Jai Shihan leaped into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Were you going to let that bastard finish that stupid spell? You must activate the Q-Core Talisman. Apologies, my lady. It seems that I remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Hisho. You serve me now, got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady. My apologies. I fell limp on the bed with a sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. I can't understand them anyhow. I measured to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Got it. I don't think there's anyone else in here. Let's switch the lights on. Click. When the lights came into view, we saw this one. This one's a Mo branch, isn't it? There's a black bamboo-hatted wearing assassin on the ground. The walls! Walls that appeared solid before were now asleep as though melting away as if they were a viscous fluid. There's something wrong with this building. I think they must have something to the building, but how is a house show here? This whole operation's got to be spearheaded by someone with real power. It's just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarchy contestant. What I don't understand is why the Mao branch? There are better house show branches to use if what they want is to cut off the clock's head. It was for a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the Mao branch of the Hoshu packs, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building, though not on the scale of the Z branch. Mao branch always moves in groups. Therefore their goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Zekhan, including you, my lady. Then, we've got to get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want a chance of surviving this. Dante! Cinders burst into my room, slamming the door open again. Thou art. Thank me later. If we don't move our asses, we're as good as dead, Wei. Yes. We don't have the time to contact the main force of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It'll be done, my lady. Jishu, Han, and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as soon as they saw the Cinders enter, as though they'd been waiting in here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Mersault was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you, shame, to have borrowed the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Sharply for the pattern in which the walls are disintegrated is likely to utilize the identical means of infiltration for each center. Oh, right. You were attacked by bamboo-hatted assailants too? Their ranks numbered many, Major Esquire, yet, for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Verily, we were almost... Not almost. I saw in the way that some of us did get killed. Paled straight through the guts. So what he said about fighting indoors was a taboo? Yes. A lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile curs to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the time, not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct. Besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us.
저것들 좀 보세요. 고정기는 마무리라도 뒤집어 쓴 것 같은 느낌이죠. 잘 먹겠나 봐요.
어떤 상황이 닥쳐도 포기하지 마세나. 저들의 공격은 우리의 투지를 꿰뚫을 수 없을 테니. 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Come on. We just need to get that beautiful, beautiful SP.
공간을 뭉갠다. 꽤 나쁘지 않은 공격이었어.
선배는 그걸 한눈에 알아보시는.
뭐 기본이지.
Get him, boys.
충전기능 점검. 관심을 점검.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했다. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
개체의 상태가 좋지 않아 보여.
Now we're starting to push him back.
완벽하게 제압시켜보자. 완전 프레스 선택이었어, 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군.
공간을 뭉갠다.
제법 좋은 일격이다.
You better run.
있는 해결사가 도시에 많아져야 할 텐데 말이야.
더 노력해.
충전 기능 점검. 관심을 점검. 벌써 끝나가는군. 벌써 끝나가는군. 걱정은 하지 않겠습니다. 어차피 이미 이길 거라고 확신하고 있으실 테니까. 충전 기능 점검. 관심을 점검.
Good enough.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
시원한걸? 공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료.
효율적인
Easy
대처로
peasy.
개체를 꿰뚫었습니다. 참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
훌륭한 전시회였어.
Once more with feeling. There's like nothing I can do to level up my boy.
출발합니다.
정리 시간이다.
세상의 상태가 안 좋은 것 같아. 이걸 잘 이용하면
How
좋은
many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
응원도 결국은 나약한 자들이나 듣고 싶어하는 위안일 뿐이다. 정보팀은 조금 더 가치 있는 걸 추구하는 고수한
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검.
직원들 복장 점검은 다 마치셨습니까?
I am Ryushu. I am.
특히
Soon.
저번처럼 소매 단추를
숭.
장난거리는 채로
눈에
제압하는
새겨지.
직원이 보였습니다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
아시다시피 앞에 무방비해진 개체가 있네요.
구멍을 내.
부디 그래선 안 되겠지만 이 틈을 놓친다면 관리자님의 역량에 대한 계산을 재검토해야 할지
공간을 뭉갠다. 이제야 실력을 좀 내시네요. 평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까? 꽤 약품을 걸렸어.
엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한걸?
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
뭐
두드려 패.
그래야지.
완벽한 한방. 시원한걸?
바람 구멍을 내주지.
제압 완료. 승객 복원 준비.
Anyone else? I think we're safe for now. Somebody told me they're not fighting us at full force. They should routed them, so hopefully that means something. Where'd Don Quixote go? Hark! For I am here! Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to espy if the other sinners had suffered as we have. Really, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defend themselves against the curse, and shall be here post-haste. Yet, not everyone survived, huh? Young Sinclair and Yi Sang, while it appeared they had risen in battle, were caught unawares by our foes. It's likely their demise came soon after tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff, isn't that fella our resident mob fight expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff! Huh? What's got you gobsmacked, lass? I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Dost thou turn the clock for him already, Major Esquire? No, not yet anyway. Blimey. So that's what this funny itch in the back of my head. Heathcliff reached up to rub his head, then crumpled the foreman's sentence. Man got stabbed in the back of his skull. He's like, damn, ain't that a bitch? Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How would he even manage to walk over all the way there with a hole in his head? Young Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, Manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. We must also join the others as soon as possible and assist them. There are sounds of altercation coming from the lobby. Gotcha. Clock turns, it always does. Sometime later. Whoa, please hold on a moment. You! I can see some people inside the lobby, which is also bizarre in the bizarre process of melting. Among them I noticed Jia Shihan clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of the Hoshi pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo head wearing assassin stood. I see you've already tracked me down. So certain of your own safety, but my master already prepared countermeasures. There stood Kwang Tao, our supposed collaborator who lives here, and Wei, who was threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. It's you. I suspect that you were planning something like this, but your lack of patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I'd completely won you over. You must know that at H-Corp, there's one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hire candidate and serve them with utter loyalty. But who in their right mind would serve the young master Boy who grew up with no hardship, doesn't even possess a single speck of ambition? You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? And you, rich boy, why, you're just gonna sit there and let that bloke talk shite to your face? But he's right. But he's right that I don't have any ambitions. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have, anyway? Okay, everyone shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Wei, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a Hoshi pack. So speak. Which master do you choose to serve? Who controls them? So they're curious. Stay your sword, Zulu. Another unfamiliar voice came from the shadows. Your master, are you certain this is wise? Worry not. They're destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyway. Directly their fate shall not alter course, were they to witness me. The voice reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gaunt. Seriously? You? I see. Allow me to introduce you ignorant masses with my exalted name. I am Yuha of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarchy.
훌륭한 전시회였어. 하, 이걸 오히려 고맙다고 말해야 하나? 마침내 현장.
자,
준비는 완료했습니다.
각 정리요원은 위치로.
투입.
청소 준비 완료.
어디 가는지는 관심 없.
아이고, 작전 호출.
Don't you have a charge sign?
슈트가 실시.
Prominent? But of course, I claim control of the branch of the Horseshoe Packs, while you're wasting your time with us searching for the River of Immortality or whatever. I don't even know where to start to refute your brain-dead accusations. It's way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So, who is it, Big Brother Han? Nah, I can't imagine he'd ever be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teeth you had to suck on to gain control of the Mao branch. Because we both know for sure there's no way in hell you have the means of controlling them, right? You little twerp. Are you sure you want to incite my height from where you're standing? Mr. Yuha? Didn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. Agreed. I can tell just by the look of that traitor with the Simogeny. A deceiver. This is a waste of time. Hey, Zulu, cut them all down. The mission was to assassinate them, to meet them in open battle, take the lives of the Hierarchites. Was agreed upon. What the blah blah blah, just shut up and do as you're told. I may fight to protect your life. I cannot do more. Haishio heeds no voices but that of the one who holds their leash. Looks like Yua doesn't even control these guys. There's an apt saying often invoked in my homeland. A fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessings of the tiger. Shut up over there! Damn it! The Hoshio pack is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Mr. Yuha, the Hashi pack was here merely as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... True. This is fine. I have other plans to sweep you all away. This is the second time this individual's made an odd impression on the variation of the word sweep. What do you say? What, are you saying you bribed the sweepers or something? Well, their reactions may appear suspicious. That suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. What? Wait, the head commands the sweepers? I thought the sweepers just kind of did their own shit. Oh. The plot doth thicken. Right, yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, let alone entering, any designated residential zones during the night in the back streets. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure the Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle is ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yeah, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. Let's sour the mood. Come, let's leave. I had only intended to have them see my face after all. Too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they all get swept away. Master Yoha? We'd best leave before any unnecessary words are said. Faust is right. These guys are acting way too suspicious and not have some scheme brewing back there. So overtly suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to use reverse psychology on us into walking right into their trap. Well, I'm surrounded by nothing but uncertainties. There's a solution that usually works. Faust. Faust had intended to make this suggestion first, but it appears you share the idea. Yep. So Otis. Yes, Executive Manager. We have 12 sinners, Za, Shihun, and Wei on our side. I don't think the so-called Mao branch are willing to fight. Which means that we only have 3 enemies. Shiyu-ha, our guide, and Zulu, the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on over there? It's a tick-tocking noise. Our former guide seems to have figured out what our conversation was about, because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shi-Yuha before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. Oh? What is it, Honglu? Did you remember something? I did. I heard I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family. But I remember now. You're big brother Yuha from the Shi family, right? Didn't that guy just announce that himself earlier? Anyways, Honglu, I'm gonna get that guy and beat the most out of him. Is that gonna be okay with you? He's not from my family, but I'm sure big brother Yuha will happily answer your questions. Great. Another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start off the battle, right? Wow, that's gonna be so cool. Like something straight out of a story. I've just said something like this once before. That even if one side is the absolute advantage of battle, the commander's words may be the deciding factor in who wins and loses. So, decided to borrow a few words from the book Hong Lu lent me. Is there anyone who said it, I believe? Destroy them all!
뭐야?
Even Heathcliff's like, oh, you might be fucked, friend. I really like this battle track, by the way. I'm digging this shit. It really makes me want to play Sleeping Dogs and just like cruise down a road playing this. You're a nimble little shit, ain't you?
공간을 뭉갠다. 효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
Get him.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
There we go. Now Ryoshi's got her charge. And Ishmael's got her charge. Where it's so easy, fucker.
이번 의뢰가 끝나면 선배에게 특집을 같이 하자.
Shit, she's a fast one, isn't she?
생각해볼게.
선배님, 언제 오셨어요?
Chat, they finally got me to actually play the game, and all they had to do was make a character faster than me. Finally fucking did it. They finally made me actually play the game.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Gonna need a band-aid. Having difficulty? No, it's just that I actually have to play the game now because since they're faster, I actually have to figure out how to fight this person. I can't just let my sinners bully them. I can't just click the funny win rate button. Bullshit.
한참.
방금 공격은 좋았어. 이대로만 계속해보면 좋을 텐데.
네, 나쁘지 않은 공격 방식이었어.
Oh, fuck. Well, that was easy. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Chad, do you hear that? Do you hear the song? He's coming. My boy, he's coming. I gotta get out of here. Too late. Huh? A strange tune crashes the sound of this fierce battle. Is this electronic dance music? Something about it sounds familiar. Finally! Thanks to the merry chase you led me on, I've slid ever so slightly further into the world of the bristly. Let's see, Title 2, Section 11, Row C. The punishment for those who dare flee from the middle's retribution beginning by tearing their legs apart from the groin. I'll make sure you suffer all the time you wasted. What the fuck is this blighter doing here? The hell's wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along. Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? Of you know that I'm still banished from the world of the luscious, thanks to you who dared pinch my hair coupons. What the hell? Where'd they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, aren't you? Zillium, take him out! What an utterly insular fool. What did you say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, a big brother of the middle, the man who slaughtered the singers like they were nothing, the man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Frost, don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data at LC, the singer's power has grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chances of victory against this individual has risen to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before he even begins. But by how much? Enough to put our faith in the uncertainties. Alrighty then, enough of the background noise. I don't know what business is with these thieves, but I've personally traveled all the way to the eastern part of the city because I simply must extract my vengeance against him with my own two hands. Could have simply informed my brothers in the east to let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it means asking a great brother of the east for a favor. So you there, half-pint in his cute mini entourage, get the hell out of my sight. The Middle's Book of Vengeance comes first. Half-pint? Keep babbling that fat lip of yours, minion of the fingers. You don't scare me at all with your cheap hairdo and that garish as hell botched dye job. You're on the H-Corp's turf now. I am... Well, just well. Bloody hell, mate, that's messed up. He's far too absorbed in his own foolishness. He's walking into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath, even after during the barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Impressive. You just set a new record. You are the current record holder for how fast can I get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance. Challenge, my boy. You did it in 15 seconds. Then, with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his Book of Vengeance, the Book of Grudges. Opened it, began to write something down on paper, slowly and deliberately, as though making each stroke of a pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart myself as punishment. Boys, make sure this little band of thieves won't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. What the hell is this asshole talking about? Zulu. Who the Actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effectively, the punishment for all involved parties and bystanders inside of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we can simply endorse in this mess. I don't think we got much of a chance there. Cardo practically rocketed towards Zulu and We're standing in a burst of speed, but his henchmen were already beginning to slowly surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, everyone. Perfect time for what happened to Great Lake. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle with that son of a bitch.
응원도 결국은 나약한 자들이나 듣고 싶어하는 위안일 뿐이다. 정보통은 조금 더 가치 있는 걸 추구하는.
Get him, boys. Oh, this isn't a fight. This is a slaughter.
출력 최대치. 원더풀 선택이었어 나리! 내 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군. 쟤네 정신을 못 차리는 걸.
You beat both Zillion and Ricardo and turn 15 limits? Oh boy. I can pull it off. We got this.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
With Charge Team, anything's possible.
평소에도 이러면 얼마나 좋습니까?
제법 좋은 일격. 저런 실력 있는 해결사가 도시에 많아져야 할 텐데 말이야.
끝나가는
더 노력해.
적에게 치명상을 입혔군요. 관리자님은 당신이 생각하는 것보다 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고 제가 늘 말씀드렸죠. 저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한답니다.
충전 기능 점검. 단순의 정렬. 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
다음은 어디요? 완벽한 한방. 시원한걸? 대체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔.
There was an explosive noise from a distance. A moment later, Ricardo landed before us with a boom. Right, the Husho of these were a tough branch. That lady was something else. So why'd a woman like you suddenly split from a fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down the book, too. Gotta take care of what I really came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves.
개체가 유리한 조건을 이용하고자 하는 징조가 보입니다만 관리자님의 전술력과 제 지시만 있다면 그다지 위협되지
There's no reason to go that hard. Forward!
눈에 새겨주.
개체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투도
I don't even know who that guy is. Fuck off, Ricardo. Now everyone gets to have a party.
균형을 잃은 게 아니야. 세게 부려치려고 기우뚱거린 거지.
Well, that poor bastard's dead.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가했군. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은 무슨 색을 띠고 있는가?
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려 패.
Oh god! He's about to be fucking unstoppable! By God, that man had a family. Yeah, and I'm gonna kill them too. Yeah, and they'll be dead soon too.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Fuck you and your super.
쓸데없는 관심 필요 없다. 그죠.
Why won't you die?
맞잖아. 일단 피해.
I respect the hustle. Please don't do that. Oh fuck, we're doomed no matter what I do here. Uh-oh. Okay, new plan then. I can get out of this. Here's my big plan, right? Ah, the old pray and hope shuffle.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Gonna have to kindly ask you to fucking sit down.
한방 먹였어. 이 전투는 승리. 효율적인 대처로
Just me and you, big man.
참고로 기계는 입에 발린 말 따위 쉽게 하지 않아요.
Jump him! Get his ass!
버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다.
전투에 임하겠습니다. 공간을 뭉갠다.
충격 최대치.
How's it feel, Ricardo? To be a bitch.
난 기름이 기가 막히게 느끼거든.
Uh-oh.
뭔가를 할것 같긴 한데.
Uh-oh, I may have talked shit too soon.
머리 좀 부려봐.
Everyone hit that one. Yeah, we'll just try. We'll just blatantly hope that I win this again.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검. 자, 맛볼 시간.
Give me the band-aid.
도망쳐봤자 헛수고다. 도전하라는 하나님, 어디에서든 이 머리통을 화려하게 터뜨릴 테니.
Almost there. Come on, gang.
방금 건 제대로 된 공격이 아니었는데 혹시 너희들 중에 매뉴얼을 제대로 안 읽고 온 사람들이 있는 걸까? 개체로부터 기이한 태세가 보이는군요. 아마 예상 가능하고
In what fucking world do you think I want you to do that?
하겠지만 대비를 해놓으시는 편이 좋을 듯하네요.
Yeah, that'll work.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점령.
Kick D's, dog.
정신은 물려.
D's nuts in your mouth.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
D's what? Easy peasy. I mean, trust you not know what fucking stream title we have here? Clean Limbus sweet, baby. Wait. A shortcut, cut across the battlefield A shout cuts across the battlefield just as the sudden appearance of Ricardo was making things incredibly more difficult for us. Was it more difficult? Didn't that guy split? What's he doing here, laughing his butt off? If I lost the plot, huh? Failed plans after failed plans takes a toll, I suppose. Maybe that was too much. But, I mean, how can I not laugh, right? When after all, everything comes together perfectly according to my plan. You hear this too, don't you? The sound of the city. The sounds of the back streets. Do you hear the sound of crashing waves? Waves? The sound of the battle had come to a stop when Shi Yuha's sudden shout. We soon began to notice a low crawling sound of omen that swirled around the commotion. Something melting, regurgitating, or perhaps boiling over. If not, it's siphoning. It's a trace that was at once living and dead. Crashing and breaking, devoid of any recognizable stops. Lines between where it began and ends blurred. Yes, like waves. Current time is 03:21 hours. Then it's too late. 0321 hours. The night of the back streets. We've never been outside the bus at this hour, have we? It was past 4 in the morning when we briefly set foot in the outskirts, so no, we have not. This would be our second time. Though it must be noted that the time of day was not a matter of concern then, as we were in the outskirts. They're finally getting all swept away like trash. Oh, wow, I've waited for this moment. What's he on about? You can't possibly think that sweepers will somehow break the taboo to help you. Still missing the plot, botched purple dye job. Zillow, let us leave the promised location. Did he actually scamper all the way here just to gloat at us and run away? Indeed, Shi Yuha gloated at us with confidence and boast as he finally looks ready to face us, only to turn tail again with an unmistakable look of relief. I don't get it. I actually believe the sweepers will help him. Faust, did sweepers not invade residential areas? However, what if we're standing in isn't actually a residential area? What are you talking about? Look, this place has walls, beds, bedding, and I guess the walls felt weirdly mushy and belty. It wasn't just Ryoda who realized what was going on. The listeners all began to look around in confusion as well. The walls of the Kazan had all but melted away, leaving nothing behind. As though the place we slept the night in was but a house and a painting. Our realization came too late, as a wave-like noise from earlier had already encroached right up to where we were. And unlike the other times, when they'd simply part around the bus, they're cutting straight into the remnants of our logic. 3. The walls are melting again. 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 0, 0. Where's he? I think I'm overdone. Oh no. 3, 3, 3, 5, 1, 1, 4, 9, 5, 4, 1, 7, 2, 3. What's going on? What? It's there. This is ridiculous. Sweepers? How dare they break the taboo so brazenly? Looks like we'll be facing the waves tonight. Why do you sound excited about this? I mean, we've got to... Let's make some things clear. It's clear that if we do nothing but stand around, they'll sweep us all away. 4, 1, 5, 1, 9, 1, 9, 7, 7, 2. Damn it. We have to make our stand here. Prepare to hold the lines, brothers. Prepare to hold!
계획보다 더 일찍 의뢰로 완수했네요.
Easy.
저와 파우스트의 뛰어난 능력 덕분이지만
I have done all the others right. Yeah, okay.
나쁘지 않았어요.
돈 벌러 가자.
Oh, fuck!
어떤 상황이 닥쳐와도 포기한 못하겠습니다. 너무 유치하잖아요.
Sorry, I'm just personally fucking stunlocked because this is possibly the coolest battlefield in the whole game so far. In the Limbus Company fandom. So whenever Kane uses the everybody get in here thing, this is just what happens, huh? Everybody get in here!
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Ricardo is in the background. I also noticed that, and I fucking love him and his boys just fucking tossing down.
정도면 다 마치셨습니다. 특히 저번처럼 소매 단추를 달랑거리는 채로 제압하는 직원이 보여.
충전 기능 점. 단순히 점.
One down! Oh fuck, that's right, they have the library thing of just refusing death.
아무튼 놀라운 한방.
공간을 뭉갠다.
When I tell you to die, you fucking die!
세체에게 치명적인 손상을 입히는 데 성공했습니다. 앞으로의 전투도 이대로만 부탁드리겠습니다.
You're serious, 10 times? Oh fuck.
내 앞을 막을 자는
Forward!
없어.
Then we have to take these fuckers down! Immediately!
엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸. 이 전투는 승리. 대성공이야. 가끔 신나. 노래 부를까?
솔직히 읽기 싫지만 적이 더 강해진.
Difficulties may be in lying in this fight.
그래도 해낼 수 있을 것이.
Time. Oh god. And we have to kill them all immediately. And swiftly. Man, isn't that guy gonna be pissed and hung loose thing when we fucking survive?
날 뛰어보라고.
출력 최대치.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작사를 내놨어.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
They really had us dead to rights and we just said, nah, fuck you.
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 좋지 않아?
Finally!
계속 나아가자.
We took out one, we're finally making headway. These monsters can be felled. They can be beaten.
원더풀 선택이었어 나리! 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군.
Heathcliff's running out of bullets.
방금 전에는
You don't mind
굉장했다고.
Bloodborne gore?
배들의 그 인간들
I love
인정할걸?
Bloodborne. I fucking love Bloodborne.
충전 기능 점. 말씀이 점.
Blood ring scribe.
이 왕좌의 무기야. 날 뛰어보라고!
개체에게 일격을 가하는데 성공했습니다. 샴페인의 기억은 너무 이른 타이밍이긴 하겠지만 이 전투가 성공적으로 끝나면 모두 희생을 기리며 축구를 두는 것은 나쁘지 않겠죠.
날 뛰어보라고!
이대로만 계속해보면 좋겠는데 기회인 것 같소.
Beat them back, brothers!
오, 니네들 기분이 좋아 보인다. 뭐 재밌는
I
거
don't. Can I,
봤어?
do I have to beat this in 8 turns? Cause oh, I might still make it, but oh.
공격 범위 확인.
No, you just need to live. Okay, fucking awesome. In that case, easy Limbus sweep.
당신이 생각하는 것보다 더 대단한 능력을 갖추고 있다고.
Get the hell back, you little bastards!
저는 언제나 옳은 말만 한 겁니다.
당신의 눈 터졌군요.
올바른 방법으로 개체에게 일격을 가해줍니다. 이것이 바로 정보의 힘입니다.
잘했습니다.
Anyone else?
우와,